All right, greetings everyone. Good night. And tonight is March the 15th, 2015. And this is Bomani Taimba. I'm your conference call administrator for our Ghana Repatriation Investment Tour, October 2015. All right, and the main purpose of this conference call is to communicate with everyone that's interested in our Ghana tour for October 2015 and in the future, and to share all information and all the need to know before you go, and ultimately to get everyone connected with each other so everyone could be prepared. So our process of what we do in these conference calls is to link everyone and get everybody prepared by going through all the details and look to get a lot of different questions from everyone. All right, just want to give a brief introduction about myself as far as my background dealing with Africa tours. In the early 2000s, I was a part of different study groups as far as learning about my roots and culture, and wanted to take it a little further and make practical journeys to the African continent. So in 2004, I went to Senegal and Egypt. In 2005, went to Senegal, South Africa, and also Kenya. 2006, went to the Gambia and Ghana, and those are my 6 initial countries as far as traveling to the African continent in those 3 years. And Ghana was more of what I was looking to build a program with, so we made the Ghana trip December 2006 and kind of just built from there as a foundation and started our annual October journeys. October 2007 to what we had a few months ago, October 2014. And altogether, we've done 9 journeys in Ghana. It's a total of 180 people altogether that we've been able to get connected. And so we have this 10th journey to Ghana tour October 2015. And that means we are familiar with many things, many different itineraries that we have had. This kind of made this one the best of all the different features and made a final adjustment on this itinerary to go further in the country and build energy with an eco village. So throughout the years of doing these Africa tours, what I have now is just a lot of the documentation as far as our experience on YouTube, photos, Facebook showcase photo galleries of our experience during the 9 different journeys. This full gallery where you can watch the photos from the beginning to the end of each journey. And this documentation just really give you a feel of what you're looking to get connected with. Nothing is ever the same as the actual experience itself. But that's been our goal for those who haven't gotten a chance to take the journey and experience the experience. They get a chance to visualize and get more prepared by using these videos, photos, and just the information on the website to get prepared. I'm available throughout the year to make sure anyone that has any interest in traveling on our Ghana October journey or just traveling to Africa in general, to just talk with everyone, get them all the information you need to know. That way you are in a case of preparation. All right, now that's just a brief history of my immediate traveling background in Africa, and that's in the last 10 years. Last 2 journeys I've made was to additional to Ghana was Togo and Benin, and those made journey number 7 and journey number 8. And so what we come at you with is our experience of doing this for over a decade and sharing with you really just things that's going to help you make the most of your journey. And if you're looking to do business and investment, open up a world to make your journey in that direction, with a lot of success. I'm going to reach out to Ron, which is my co-host on this conference call, and have him just give a brief introduction about some of his experience in traveling to the African continent.
Okay, greetings to all. My name is Ron Bizzle. I'm the director of African Hands-On Incorporated. I'm based here in South Florida. I do micro business and community development over in West Africa since 1995. I'll keep it short. I know people probably have other things to do, to eat and things like that. I'll keep it short. But I've been there since 1995. Prior to that, 1989, I was told not to go to Africa by one of my professors. That I can say it on this radio, University of Washington, and I found out why. She had been there 8 times, and she owned an African shop here. And when I got over to West Africa, I've seen why. Because there's so many Caucasian Europeans and people of other ethnic groups that do travel to Africa, and it's like a well-kept secret. And I vowed to myself in 1990 that would be the last time I was told that we have nothing to do with Africa. So I knew people were trying to keep us from venturing to these places in the African continent. So it's one of the best things I ever did. I wish I could have did it 20 years before that, but once I seen that ad in the back of the Ebony magazine for a trip to West Africa, that's what I did. I said no more. They're not going to hold me back anymore. So I'll close at that. But greetings to all. I yield.
I appreciate your energy, Ron, and you're very instrumental on our last Ghana journey, October 2014. And so appreciate your help with that, and we're looking to make this one bigger and better.
Yeah, for sure, boy. For sure.
All right. The foundation of the tour details, as I was talking about earlier, is going to be on our website, africafortheafricans.org. Now, certain information that you get via email just usually shows documentation, and also this eventually just points you to the website. Depends on the email. A tour overview. What we have is a tour package. Tours include transportation and tours throughout Ghana, daily exercise and meditation sessions, daily continental breakfast and gourmet dinner, naming ceremony and ancestral celebration, hotel accommodation, double occupancy, business and investment conference, entrance and access to all sites and activities. And what's not included is lunch, tips, and camera/camcorder fees at the site. And usually camera fees are usually like $1 or $2. That's just to give you a heads up, and we'll let you know during the times when you're gonna possibly have to pay a camera or camcorder fee, but it's no big deal. The breakdown of our tour is in 4 different regions. We spend the first 3 days and last 3 days in Accra at the Michelin Hotel. Now, for the first few days when we're in Accra, we're looking to do the city tour. We're looking to go to historical memorial with W.E.B. Du Bois, George Padmore, Kwame Nkrumah. You can also explore or get the look at many things that you're gonna see throughout the country at the Art Center, and that's one of your best locations to if you just like to shop a lot and you're looking to buy a lot of different artifacts that just whatever your purpose of shopping for. But it's open. Bring all your cash and everything ready to shop if that's what you really want. It's so many wonderful things to buy, and that's right there in our city tour. The second part of while we're in Accra, we go up to the mountains, take a drive to the University of Accra. We go up to drive past Rita Marley House, home of Studio One. Take a walk around the Ebury Botanical Garden, and we get a chance to just see the city itself from right there from the mountains. So that gives us our 2 foundation days. And what we're looking to do while we're in Accra for the first 2 days is we're doing a business and investment conference. And the main purpose of this business and investment conference is to give you full clarity as far as the process of living, doing business in Africa. And you get a chance to hear from experts who are repatriated anywhere from 10, 20, 30 years. Just a lot of different people with a lot of different experience. That's going to be sharing a lot of information that's going to help your journey, make that journey a lot more smoother, and just make things to where you can build a better successful move. And so very busy time we have when we're in Accra, and it gives you a chance to do our nightlife. Sometimes we go to live music, jazz band, so it's just different things you can do. And while we're in Accra, we have to prepare ourselves for we have a long ride into the center of the country. a region called the Brong-Ahafo region. Now we're looking at about a estimated 8-hour ride in that direction. So what we want to do is we want to get a nice coach bus with a TV, so we can, part of the program we have a few different documentaries we're going to be sharing, and we're gonna make that drive as painless as possible. But the bigger group size we have, better bus we can budget for to, you know, have all those features as far as big open window coach bus to where you have a reclining seat, or this, it makes the ride a lot more comfortable for that journey. So that's our goal. So while we're there, you're looking to meet a sister called Nunet of Benue Village, and what I'm going to do is let me reach out to Ron, and Ron is going to share with you more of what we're looking to do in the Brong-Ahafo region. The main cities is Techiman and Kintampo. All right, Ron, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me, Bowman?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I just wanted you to share this part of the journey as far as what we're going to be doing while we're in the country, and the reason why we was able to make this connection to go, you know, to instead of going to the eastern region, to just go further into the center of the country.
Yes, sir. Sister Nunet, a wonderful sister, wonderful jewel of ours. She had with Bomani a couple of years ago, and as you see on YouTube, she is constantly asking, when are you going to come up to my region? And she came down last year and visited us in Kumasi, spoke with us, and Bomani was got to view and got to talk to him about what they have to offer up there in the Brong-Ahafo region. Thank you. This is perhaps the largest area where they have agriculture, where they grow most of the country's food. Is beautiful up there. They say about a lot of places in the continent of Africa you can still on the ground and things to grow. That's always been a joke. But it's beautiful. It truly is. It's just, things are so green. This sister is going to be our host while we're up there in that region. It's in the Techiman area. There's a city up there north of Kumasi, a small city outside her village, where she presides at, and we're going to go on a sanctuary. I think there's a monkey sanctuary up in that area. There's hiking, sightseeing, waterfalls, city tours, get engaged with the locals. That's one of the best things you can do is visit her village area, because she's building her own village where she has parcels of land that she's selling as, I guess they're like 90-year leases. But she has land so you can build homes. People that travel there or go there for different reasons, vacations, or want to live there, whatever it might have, but it's very inexpensive to build a small home up in that area. Very inexpensive. I'll let you find out for yourself when you get there and look. That's for those who are interested in doing such. There's many places in in Ghana where you can make those purchases. So throughout the trip, you'll be able to view different areas where you can possibly, if those who want to relocate or have a second place to do their R&R or time away, or spend their time with their families on excursions to the motherland, or those who want to live there. Also, we'll be staying at the Income Hotel in Techiman. Is that right, Brother Bomani?
That's correct.
I think it's okay. And I'm going to be staying at, just to let you, future travelers or the ones going to travel with us, let you know, I'm going to be staying in her village. She's still building her village and stuff, but I'm a hardcore person who loves the outback, so to speak, in the bush. But I'm going to be staying there. That I requested from her. I'm going to be staying there at the village because I'm interested in making a purchase there. But I'll leave it at that for right now. But I'm excited about going to that northern region.
All right, excellent, Ron. Appreciate your energy, and thanks for pointing that out. Yes, Sister Nunet does have land opportunity, and what we're looking to do is, whenever we go to different region, is to showcase different land sites for different people who want to open up their minds to living and doing business in different areas. So right there is a perfect example. So for those who would like to get a more direct stay at our village, we can make those arrangements. Other than that, by default, everyone's at the Encom Hotel. All right, so that is 2 of the 4 regions. The third region is the Ashanti region, and we're staying primarily in Kumasi. So we're going to be We usually go to the Youth Institute of Science and Technology, but we go in a different route, so we're going to have to meet them at their high school there in Kumasi to give the school supplies. Beyond that, we're going to stay at the Silicon Hotel. Our city tour is going to include just driving around primarily to get to certain craft villages. The different craft villages that when you see in the videos where we do the delinquent stamps, kente cloth, you have wood carving. So we get a chance to go into the village where different crafts are made and have that experience and get more for your money. During our city tour, we look to stop at the art center or the culture center, which is the same as the one in Accra, but this one, I want to say this one is showcased a little bit different. But what you get a chance to do there also is a lot of your craft shopping. And as I talk about craft shopping, it's going to be a lot of negotiation. So you get breaking in the first few days. So by the time you get to Kumasi, you'll be ready for some hardcore negotiation. On our way down from Kumasi, we're going to be heading to the Central region, and three main locations there is the Cape Coast and Elmina Holocaust dungeons, and also a location called Asin Manso, the last bath of our enslaved ancestors. Now, while we're staying in that region, we're going to be staying at the wonderful One Africa Resort, and our wonderful host, Sister Amicus, has been here during the last few months and been on a few conference calls and been on a few interviews and shared details as far as One Africa. And I think the main thing that we talk about is that she has only a limited amount of space there, so it's based on who make a commitment and make their deposit first that get priority to stay there. Everyone else after the 22nd or 24th person, we'll have them set up to go to the next hotel called Almond Tree Hotel further down the block. All right, and that's a breakdown of the four different regions. And what you can do while you're on the site, just look through the details, and you can click on the links to check out the actual hotels. And then one or two schools have links to their website. Now the tour itinerary, the main thing I want to talk about the tour itinerary as I flip to that page is really the flight schedule. Alright, and the setup that we have for everyone is from Atlanta to Amsterdam, and Amsterdam to Ghana, and then back that route. For different people in different parts of the state or in other places, we'll get you a flight to Amsterdam, and then from there you meet up with the group and you connect with us on our route to Ghana. So I'm gonna go into details on the day one. Our departure date is Wednesday, October the 28th. We have a meet and greet at 4 p.m. at the departure gate at Delta International Terminal at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport. So everyone's flight is routed to get there at 4 o'clock or just a little bit before, maybe just a little bit after. So we'll have everybody just meet up and we'll go through, we'll give everybody whatever promo supplies that we have, and we'll just talk, connect, and come up with our game plan for when we get to Amsterdam.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yes, hi, this is Lori. I was just wondering, is there anyone else that's coming out of JFK?
I never know until people make their commitments, but you have people inquiring from many different places. But naturally, for those, the JFK is an example. We don't want to fly anyone from from New York City to Atlanta to Amsterdam. We have a direct flight from New York to Amsterdam, and we get there the New York flight get there about an hour before the Atlanta flight. So we'll just make those arrangements. Just like we have some people that might just leave directly from Amsterdam because they're in certain parts of Europe. But nevertheless, that's one of the things that we work out with, along with all of the different adjustments for different people that's looking to stay longer or do different things. We just work it all out. But the main thing is, everything needs to be clear and upfront ahead of time. That way it works. It's not one of those things where we can accomplish what we do at the last minute. So that's how we've been able to pull everything off, is by doing everything ahead of time and pacing ourselves and getting everything organized as time process go along.
Okay.
Right, and once we are in Amsterdam, for those who like to go out for a few hours or so, we just need to make sure we're back at the airport by 12 o'clock, and our flight will be leaving at 2 o'clock to get to Ghana. And we get to Ghana at 7:30. So it's one of those things where the connection flight from Atlanta to the connection flight there in Amsterdam, it just eats up a whole day. So we get to Ghana in the night of day 2, Thursday, October 29th. So we'll just get everybody to the hotel and do a quick orientation. And for those who want to go out for nightlife, for a little bit, can just go out. We just get something to eat and just kind of just socialize and then get everybody back to rest and start the fresh morning of day 3, which is our Cross City tour. Before I go on, does anybody have any questions about the flight schedule or what we have set up for the first few days while we're in Ghana? And everyone, just please take your time and just read through the full itinerary. It's laid out from day number 1 to the last day with the full flight schedule on the departure and the return. Now, what I want to skip to, as we talked about different things during the tour overview, on day 14, the last day, that's Tuesday, November 10th, a free day at the beginning, and what we're looking to do is get everybody checked out of their room by 12 o'clock and move all of the bags to the designated departure room on the first floor in the Michelin Hotel. Dinner is at 4 p.m. with a 5 p.m. checkout of Michelin Hotel, where we leave from there and go to the airport. Our flight to Amsterdam leave at 9:50. So we want to make sure we get there just way ahead of time, check in, get everything taken care of, and then we'll get to Amsterdam the next day in the morning. And from there we'll have a short layover in the morning, and then we'll fly right back to Atlanta from 10:45 and get back to Atlanta at 2:45. So for those who live in different parts of the state, we'll get you the best connection flight from Amsterdam to wherever you are. Like if you're living in Detroit, we won't fly you to Atlanta, we just fly you directly from Amsterdam to Detroit. So logistically, based on where you're leaving from, I have everything organized to where we just make it as painless as possible as far as your departure and your return flight. Alright, and we're just gonna skip through a few more things here. Now on the rest of the October 2015 documentation, you have the visa information that we have talked about in the previous conference call. For those who haven't looked over the visa information, I emailed everyone a visa email itself, and the visa email has all of the requirements, the need to know, and everything to process your visa. The main focus and understanding of the visa is there's a single entry and there's a multiple entry. So for those who are going to just use a single entry, which is only good for 3 months, you have to make sure that you process that visa during the end of August or the beginning of September. That way it's valid. But while you're in Ghana, once you leave the country, you cannot come back in without, unless you apply for another visa. Example, if you get a single entry visa and you fly to Ghana and you decide you're gonna take a flight to Benin or Nigeria or Kenya or anywhere else in Africa, you fly out, and then when you're returning back to Ghana to connect to your flight to go back to the US, you'd have to get another visa. So that's the understanding of how the single entry visa work. Now the other option is the multiple entry visa, which you can get right now, because the multiple entry visa is good for a minimum at least 1 year. Ron shared some documentation with me, which we've been trying to find over the last few months to get a defined time on the visa. Before, we were told it was conditional between 1 to 5 years based on what the embassy was offer. But Ron, you confirmed that you found out that the multiple entry visa is good for only 1 year as far as right now, right?
Yes, on their website they state for the first time ever they actually put it in the words as 1 year. Follow along with some of the other countries. 1 year. It's $40 more, but it's worth not having to worry about not having a headache. You're good until March or April of next 2016. So you don't have to. Once you get that visa and your passport, you don't have to worry about your travels 2015.
All right, perfect. And then once you pay for that, it's a multiple entry visa. So when you pay for a multiple entry visa, what you want to do once you get your visa back. I'm doing a visa check with everyone. You can either just take a picture of your visa and email it to me, or we can just go by line. But what you want to see is a single entry crossed out and multiple entry shows, and then it will show 1 year. And then from the time when that visa is valid, it's good for 1 year. So if you got it today, March 15th, it'll be good for March 15th next year. So like Ron explained, you're fine with traveling to Ghana unlimited amount of time in and out the country until next year. So that's
hey,
the...
Can I add to that, Bomani?
Oh, go ahead.
Sure. About the consulate, it's up to their discretion also. They may even surprise you. Might get 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but it's their discretion about that. And the good thing about having that multiple visa, you go there, you fall in love with what you see in Ghana. I just talked to a brother yesterday, and he has returned and went back to Japan already. He went there and purchased, I guess he's doing some purchases. He says he's doing some business there, but he was able to go back in there and have to even deal with that. He just get his ticket, jump on a plane, got his passport and visa, and he can go back and forth, until that visa expires. So it works out in case someone wants to return.
All right, excellent. Appreciate that clarity, and it's one of those things where, where we just want to make sure that when it comes to things like your plane ticket, your visa, yellow fever documentation, where it has to be clear to where you can process and make your journey and return. So what I want to do is just go through some of the requirements. As anyone on the line process their visa application, so you can share some of the process and some of the information so people can hear from someone different.
All
right. Yes, it's
I have a question. If you process your visa application, they only give you the 3 months, okay? And say you do it early. Can you reprocess it again?
Oh, absolutely. But you want to defeat the,
right, but if at their discretion they only give you 3 months.
Yes, that's a single entry visa, which is $60, and a multiple entry is $100. In that case, we'll be clearing that situation up for confusion, saying that you don't want to do a single entry if you're going to do your visa now, because you'd have to get another one in right before you leave again.
Right.
So you just get a multiple entry and you knock it out the way, and it's good for next year.
Okay. Yes, so I have to do with the issue date. The day it's issued, once you reach their office and once they fill that visa form out, the date they stamp on there, they write in there. That's the issue date, and the clock starts ticking right there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then the main thing about when you put together everything in the package, including the flight itinerary, that the email said to reach out to me, that way I can process one and get it to you. Put everything in the package and put a prepaid return envelope in the package. That way when embassies finish with your visa, they can just send your passport in the package back to you.
Okay, so we'll get the flight package maybe 45 days before?
No. When you're ready to do your visa, you just let me know that you're ready to do your visa, and I'll send one to you.
Okay.
So once you make your deposit and I book your ticket on Delta Airlines, I can generate a flight itinerary with your itinerary. So no one has processed their visa yet. Has anyone seen the visa email and read the visa email? I want to know if everything is clear on that email. And the main thing about that email, it has 4 different attachments. One attachment is the list of all the requirements for the visa application, a blank application, my sample application, which has the hotels and details like that you can just kind of edit. It's all typed up nice and neat. And then I have a scanned copy of my visa page that shows that I have a multiple entry visa, and it shows 5 years, and that's from April 2011. So it's good until April 2016. So this will be my 6th time traveling on a visa, and this is the end of it. After that, I'd have to get a brand new visa before I go back to Ghana next year. So just kind of giving some clarity on that information to make sure everybody is clear. That way, when you see that email, you don't freak out. It does have a few attachments, but I explain what the attachments are. The main thing you want to do with that is you want to make sure you print it out and read it about 2 or 3 times. And then when you're ready to do the package and send it out, you can call me and I can just check with you to make sure everything is set and organized. And then when you get it back, you call me for the verification that, basically we want to make sure that your visa is not going to be expired when you get to Ghana, or we want to make sure that there's no discrepancy in it, because there's a valid visa check when you leave in the US to go to Amsterdam, and also when you leave in Amsterdam to go to Ghana, and also when you get to Ghana. So there's 3 different locations where if something's wrong with your visa, somebody's going to catch it eventually.
Another question about the yellow fever shot. How soon can you get that? I know you have to have that when you apply for the visa. How soon can you get that?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to have that to apply for the visa. The details on embassy said they recommend you get the yellow fever. That was a recommendation at one point, but now when you enter the port into Ghana, it's mandatory. You have to have either a yellow fever card or a waiver or something like that.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you wanna get, it's an injection. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you put that thing in your body as soon as possible so your body can get used to it. You don't want to get any kind of injection or any of those Western form of medication and get on a flight in a compressed cabin with all different kind of people coughing and things like that for 2 different flights. So you want to make sure that thing is just in your body and you're good to go. So now is a good time. You definitely want to at least get it before 2 weeks before you leave. Anything closer than that, you're really pushing it. I would hate to see someone get sick because of any kind of adverse reaction with the medicine in the yellow fever and whatever they're eating in the plane and whatever.
And take note that yellow fever vaccination, the yellow fever card is good for 10 years. So you get it now, you're good for 10 years of travel. They'll give you that card. For those who don't know, there's travelers who have it already, but it's good for 10 years.
Yes, and a lot of different, not a lot of different countries, but it's a requirement for certain other countries also. How many countries exactly, don't really know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head where else I had to show it, but I can't even remember that.
They're pretty tough on us, Bomani, with that yellow fever, because we had a history years and years, way back when they had yellow fever here, but you might want to check with Passport Health Clinics. They're all over the country, and check with their schedule or your medical physician.
Thank you.
Perfect. So I'm looking for now some questions for the visa. Does anybody have any more questions to the visa or need any clarity, or did everybody get the email? And if you didn't get the email, what you do is just send me an email and just request for the visa email. Alright, and one of the things we talk about is preparation. So under our Ghana culture, customs, and what to pack / bring, you have full details on this preparation information right there. Also, building your immune system. You're going to a tropical country, so that gives you some great ideas as far as what you can do to build your immune system, and make sure your body is nice and strong for a tropical climate. Right, the 3 language translation, that's something that you can just, we'll put in a tour book, and we'll get our tour guide to share some of the different translation, but like saying good morning and how to communicate and have brief conversations and things like that. So that's all there for your preparation. And the main list I want to talk about is the departure and reminder list. It's a combination of basically a lot of the things that we have talked about doing conference call, and it gives you just a lot of just good reminders, and give you a summary of need to know and things like that. So that list is attached to the email, so definitely recommend you print that off and go through it, and then we're going to talk more about it when we on some of our later conference call coming up before we leave. Alright, so right there is that full documentation information, all designed to get you prepared. And sometimes I wish we can just really go through a lot more of it, but it would take up so much time. Next thing I want to process is Delta Airlines e-ticket access. When everything is set up, everybody will be able to access their ticket on delta.com with your first name, last name, and your confirmation number, which give you access to your booking. So from there, which you'll get access to this about 45 days before we leave, and or 60 to 45 days. So you're looking at around mid-August, end of August. If you have a Sky Miles number, or if you don't, recommend you register for a Sky Miles number. Add it to that so you can get. It's a lot of flying, so it's, and I'm not sure how those miles exactly work out, but the program explain those details. I've been building mine over the years, so hopefully it equates to something real nice after a while. You can also add meals, but adding meals you'd have to add that more closer towards the week before we leave. If you have certain diet where some people are vegan or some people don't eat certain things beyond just the standard diet, which I think what is usually served for standard diet as far as meat or food is either is chicken and beef. So usually that's usually an option if you don't order something. Usually what I order is the non-dairy vegetarian. So that usually works out for me. So it'll be a list of different things that you can choose. So this Ghana e-ticket booking, it allows you to print and see your full flight information, but also allow you to just add those special requests. Do check-in usually about 24 to 48 hours. So we'll go through more of those things at the time when we do our conference call in September and October. Alright, does anyone have any questions as far as our Delta Airlines e-ticket, or what we talk about the flight schedule on Delta Airlines? The flights are all Delta Airlines flight except for the flight that goes from Amsterdam to Accra and back. That's on KLM, and that's a code-share flight. So you might see both Delta and KLM or one or the other on that leg, depends on how it look on your flight itinerary. Alright, but before I process, anybody have any questions as far as flights? Alright, excellent. Let's move to the next topic. Now, what we have is tour registration due as soon as possible. So if you're not registered on the website, just go to the main menu, click on registration, fill out the details. That's the details we need to add with everybody else's details to kind of design the journey of a lifetime based on what everybody is looking for, which includes based on what kind of investment you're looking to do, what's your diet, your passport details as far as date of birth and first and last name. That way we can send it over to Delta to get your ticket reserved, things like that. So it's just basic information, but if you ever had any issues with registering, or if the system just does anything strange, let us know. It's supposed to be simple as clicking on it and typing in all your information, and every block has to be filled out. So if it's something that's not relevant, you just put NA or none, or just put something to process an answer, and then you'll get an email confirmation, and you'll be able to log into it gives you a login for the site, which you don't really need. That was designed for me to email invoice through the website, but it's just best to send through the email. So that is our registration system. And the tour deposits are due as soon as possible. That way we can lock in your flight reservations, add you to the bus, and add you to the lodging for the journey itself. So those are the main things that we need to get started. So as soon as we can get as much people to do the registration and deposit, we just bill our journey, and that way we just have less last minute people, which we would try our best to accommodate, but everything is based on priority. So if anybody have to do something at the last minute and we can make an adjustment for you, it's one of those things where we do our best, but certain things we can't guarantee. Just like if the flight get filled up, we just have to make a different route for you. Just giving you a different example, not saying anything like that's going to happen, but our goal is to take care of everything ahead of time, and we keep ourselves available, open for communication. That way we can get an idea what everybody's looking to do, so we can plan accordingly. Our next topic, we want everyone to bring a set of white clothing and a set of red, black, and green slash gold combination for the 2 different ancestor days that we have on the itinerary, and our itinerary will explain the 2 different days. The white is usually for when we go do the day when we do the naming ceremony and when we go to the dungeons, and the red, black, and green is usually what we have set for when we leave from Kumasi and go to Asin Manso, which start the death march of our ancestors down to the last bath, right before they're taken to the dungeons. So I'm looking to do some fresh Africa for the Africans t-shirt, like we did the black and gray last year, and the year before we did the white with the color logo. I'm looking to work a combination of red, black, green, and gold, so I'm not sure that's going to work out. If I work that out, then that could be used to just match with something else for that day. So I would definitely keep everybody posted with that one and how that one worked.
Can I add something real quick, Bomani, to the red, black, and green?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, this has mainly to do with the males who's traveling. It's not easy for the males to find red, black, and green here stateside unless it has something to do with Bari or something on it. They're very, very difficult to find. When we get over to Accra within the first day or two with the city tour, you'll be able to, at one of the markets, you'll be able to access all the shirts you want to take, because you won't need it till later on during the journey. So for the males, you can absolutely purchase it overseas and get whatever shirt you want. They have them for males.
And perfect, Ron. I appreciate you reaching out and letting people know that. And I always recommend that save as much as your money as possible, and then to spend as much of it in Ghana as possible, and do some commerce with our folks in Ghana. But yeah, you have the color of the flag for Ghana is red, black, green, and gold. So you have a lot of combination of different clothing that's made, with those combinations.
Right, that's for males and females. I was letting the males know it's difficult to get it stateside, but you can buy pretty good prices over it if you bargain well. The exchange prices right now is still holding at 3.61 cedis to $1 US. So it's not good for the local economy, but it's you can get a lot of shopping done with 3.61.
Well, so you're saying people are going to get more bang for their bucks this time around?
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. So that's more shopping. Do we have any shoppers in the house? Any big shoppers? Come on, everybody, don't be shy. Who are the big shoppers?
There's some black belts out there.
Black belts. I think last time around, you and I was watching from the bus, watching people go at it shopping, and we were just like betting, see who's gonna just outshop each other.
Yeah, I got to witness a lot of that, especially for the end. But the brothers were really doing it in Cape Coast.
Oh yeah, for the first time we had more brothers than sisters last time, Bob, and I think this was the first time brothers actually won the shopping. But 2 of them they was getting busy.
Yeah, they can get buys on leather goods and stuff you get here. They can bring it back here and sell it for 4 times as much.
Final question.
Sure, go ahead.
With the wood carving type stuff, is that usually just, can we send that home?
Yeah.
Mail it home. I mean, is it easy to do there, or? Yeah,
example, if you buy a drum, you can just bring the drum on the aircraft with you. But yeah, you can package your certain things that's not going to fit and have it sent over. There are options.
Is it expensive?
As far as the price details, I don't have those information, but we can definitely find out for you. One option is when you pay for an extra bag is $200, so that's usually one option. And a good idea is if you and somebody can go half on 25 pounds, because the limit is 50 pounds, or you can just bring a lot of things that you're going to get rid of, and when you get rid of all those things, you can just make room to package it in your check bags.
Yeah, that's how I do it for money.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, the next thing we were going to talk about and we just talk about it now, is school supplies and donation for the children in Ghana. So what IMACUS always recommend is that you pack up as many things in your bag as possible that you're looking to get rid of. Or you can do one for clothing and one school supply, just giving you an example. And when you get rid of certain things, then you have room to bring back more. It's a beautiful mathematical equation. So yeah, so giving everybody the secrets so you can be prepared. So Monica, is that what you're gonna do?
I'm thinking now. I'm going to get a second suitcase and bring school supplies in one. Yeah.
Yeah, and your daughter has 2 bags also, so she might not need 2 bags. So that could be an extra bag for you right there.
Oh no, she gonna need her own bag. Okay.
She gonna need 2 50-pound bags.
She only might need one, but
exactly. So what you can do also in Ghana is say if you took 2 bags, your daughter took 1 bag. On the return, right outside of the hotel in Michelin, they usually have a bunch of luggage you can just get for inexpensive. And if you have things that are extra, that's your second bag right there for your daughter.
Okay, so we get 1 carry-on, 1 check-in.
You get 2 carry-ons, and the carry-on is basically a small luggage and maybe like a laptop bag or a purse. And your check-in bag is 2 50-pound check-in bags each. So that's 100 pounds of luggage per person. So basically,
let me get that right.
So that's
2 check-ins, 2 carry-ons, which one would be a purse or something. But you said luggage-wise, 1 each, not 2 each, 1 each, right?
Yeah, we're not even talking about. Yeah, you have 2 check-in bags, 50 pounds each, 2 bags of 50 pounds.
Okay.
So that's a lot of luggage for your, so you have 2 bags to check in and you don't have 2 bags to check in. So between what you have, a lot of space and room to carry things back.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Right, and as far as school supplies, for those who have friends, family, or people who might not be looking to travel with us, but they might have access to school supplies, or they might just want to kindly give you a donation to give to the school or give you some school supplies. Not forcing or telling everybody to reach out that way, but the more we can do, the better we can just have a nice set of school supplies for the 3 to 4 different schools that we have there in Ghana. Because when we go into in the Brong-Ahafo region, we want to bring certain things also for the sister, for the children in our village. So we're looking to collect things like black doll babies, general school supplies, pens, markers, calculators. Remember, when you think of packaging paper is very heavy, so you want to limit carrying paper. Usually we have more than enough paper anyway. And then for those who just want to eliminate all of that and want to make a nice donation to the schools themselves, you can do that directly. We usually just reach out for donations when we're there directly and give it to the head of the school.
What are the young men like? I heard you say doll baby for the little girl.
Yeah, just things.
What the boys want.
Toys for cars, nothing fancy, but just basic toys for our toddlers in our community. So just anything really from the kindness of your heart. And when we talk about the age group is from 2 to 13.
Okay.
What I have is an email that I usually send out. This usually lists different things that they're currently looking for. That current list is actually right there on the website where it says school supplies donation. It will give you a list and it will showcase pictures from the different schools, and the last list that we reach out to everybody for. It's pretty much the same list. So, but the main thing is just basic supplies: pens, pencils, bags, basic just limited books and the papers like I was talking about. But access to a decent laptop. That would be perfect because we can put that in a laptop bag and one of us can carry that for the school. So, or tablets, or from basic to fancy. This really depends on what everyone have access to. It's it's one of those things where can use many different things, and they're thankful for what can be brought. All right, so anybody have any questions about school supplies and donations, anything before we move to next set of topics? Right, we talk about baggage and airport arrival and preparation and the few different conversations. Now, the Repatriation and Investment Conference, what I did to support that is attach a document, a proposal called Wage of Technology and Business Enterprise. And that, basically this showcase a proposal, and it's just giving everyone an idea that if you're looking to just do business or looking to build certain things, you want to get your thoughts and things organized, and then when you get to the country, which is, you're doing your field research now, you'll be able to kind of put things together. And when you get there at the Business Investment Conference, you'll be able to just run off your questions, and that will just help you build your business and investment plan process. Right, we have a few more topics, and we're just going to open up everything to questions and answer. I was looking to see if we had any previous tour members other than yourself, Ron, and it doesn't look like it. Along with we talking about investment, I have a book on the website, Treasures in Heaven, A Black Guide to Investing in Africa. And that's written by our investment director that hosts our Business and Investment Conference, David. Now, once you're on the site and you click on the book, it just tells you details about the book, and you can just click an order and send to you within 1 to 2 business days. Right, and what I'm going to do is, Ron, I'm going to go through some of these things in special reminders. It's just information that we're going to be just talking about to just give people a reminder. Some of them are basic things, and some of them are just, some of them are just very simple, but sometimes you're in travel mode and people are not thinking about certain things. But in order to logistically have this process where we're traveling with 30 to 40 different people, we need to just have everybody just clear on certain things logistically. So I'm going to just go through a few different things, and Ron, I'm going to just reach out to you for your feedback on a few things, and then we're just going to get general questions from everyone while we go through this. All right. One of the things that on my list is special reminders, and some of these things are also in the different lists that we have. Some of them are not. We talk about on a few different conference calls about you're going to Ghana, beautiful country, and Ghanaians are very friendly. However, just be wary of people trying to run certain game by you. We always tell everyone that when you travel with us, don't buy anything as far as land or entertain anyone in those conversations. You're there to do research, field research, and put things in perspective. Let me backtrack on this. All right, Ghanaians are very friendly. However, be wary of people who just want to make quick money off you and make promises they cannot keep. You should know as much as possible about the people you are planning to do business with. David Jarara and his Africa Up Consulting Group is our Repatriation and Investment Conference host. They are the ones we recommend you do business with in Ghana, or consult with at least. Ron, now, what you think about that?
This is a very important topic when you travel, well, at home and abroad. But we're traveling abroad, so doing a journey anywhere, you have to be stepped on people being nice, or just taking extra precautions. I'm not trying to spook anybody, but it's best to go through Bomani if anything were to occur. His organization has all the expertise, and the professionals can handle all these things after you do your journey there, so you can look into it.
Hi, this is Imacus checking in.
Hey, greetings, Imacus. How are you?
Everything is peace.
And we have time on the call, so appreciate your energy. Ron was just about to close out with something, and then I can just connect with you.
This topic actually is an excellent topic for Sister Imacus. How are you doing, Sister?
Yeah.
Hey, everything is peace. It is better now. Everything is good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, this is excellent for Sister Imacus to finish out.
Yeah, what I was talking about, Sister Imacus said, we're just talking about that Ghanaians are very friendly. However, be wary of people who just want to make quick money off you, and all of the things that you and I have talked about. And we're just letting everybody know we're not spooking you or scaring you, but once you pay for your tour packages, we want to let everybody know everything is covered. So from there on, you're there doing your field research. You don't need to be going into your bank account and giving away $10,000, $20,000, and you're not clear.
Well, it's right. The thing is that, Ghanaians are very friendly. I mean, anywhere you go in Africa, you'll find friendly people for the most part.
People are very friendly in Ghana. People also have plenty opportunities for you. Sometimes I say they look at us like we dollar bills with legs, okay? Because you coming from America, you're rich. And, you say, well, I'm not rich, but if you can afford to spend $3,500 for a trip to Africa, and the average African has a job and he's getting paid $100 or $200 a month, we're rich. Most certainly, we're rich by anybody's standard there. So the thing is that people are going to want things. They're going to have opportunities for you, whether they're real or unreal. All right? And like the brother was saying, the things that are being said are not to spook you, not to say, oh, my God, I don't need to make a trip over there. By no stretch of the imagination is that being said. What's being said is that you should be careful. The people who are taking you on the trip have your best interest at heart, okay? And as I tell folks, when they're talking about either moving to Ghana on a permanent basis or whether they're visiting, if you want information about what it's like living in Ghana or preparing to repatriate to Ghana, that you need to talk to people who are doing what you're coming to do. It doesn't make sense to go to somebody in a village that ain't never been no place to ask them about what it's going to be like for you to live there. I mean, I think that's just common. So one of the things that I do is what I call pre-patriation counseling, which is preparation to repatriate or preparation to relocate so that you are prepared. So that's why these conferencing calls are good, because this prepares us to be able to make the next step. You may never come back to Ghana again, and that's okay, but at least you will have set foot in the land of your ancestors at least one time in your life. That's what's important. And if you decide that you want to be there, fine, but prepare, have a plan, know what you're going to do. Because one thing about Mother Africa is if you are not prepared, she will chew you up and spit you out and go to the next one. Okay. I love Ghana. I've been living in Ghana for the past 26 years. I am now in America. I got another 3 weeks to be here, and I can't wait to get the hell out of here. Okay. Wow. I want to go back to crazy Africa, okay?
Wow. So, I thought you was enjoying all of this high-tech stuff and all those things you was talking about when you hit the internet, it just goes. I thought you was getting settled in.
Oh, God, no, I'm learning some high-tech stuff to take back. But, we high-tech enough, but we ain't as high-tech as you are here in America. Okay. Internet access for us over there moves mighty slow. Okay. So feel free to bring your cameras so you can take some great pictures. Feel free to bring your laptop computers because you can use them. There are different things, Bring batteries for your cameras because you can't, a lot of times the batteries that you use on some of these cameras, we don't sell them over there. Okay. So you bring the things that you need. You don't have to bring food and water. If you take medicine, bring your medicine. Okay.
Yep.
And we have a vitamin regimen that is recommended that you start taking. And whether you're going to come or not, it's still something good to take, helps to build your immune system, helps to keep you healthy. Okay?
Excellent.
So how many people are on?
It is 12 of us.
How many?
12.
Oh, okay. That's a good number. I don't know if my friend from California is on. I've been giving out our notices to people. And it's going to be a good trip. It is going to be a good trip. We have challenges, but you got challenges living in America. You have challenges going. Who is?
This is Elizabeth. I don't know if you were referring to me out in Los Angeles.
I don't know whether. Is this Elizabeth from California?
Yes.
All right, Elizabeth.
Welcome. Oh, that makes me real happy.
We appreciate it because
Yes, yes. Have you been here yet? Have you been out yet?
I'm in California.
Oh,
I was in Vallejo. Now I'm in Oakland, in San Francisco, and now I'm getting ready to go back to the East Coast.
okay, very well. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. So where are you in California?
Los Angeles.
Oh, I was supposed to come to Los Angeles, but I just could not get down there. You know, something called what we call money palaver. Okay, money talk. I didn't have any. I didn't have enough, finance to take off for Los Angeles. But next time, because I will be back, I told my granddaughter as soon as I find out she's pregnant, I'll be here in her 8th month so I can help to deliver that baby on time. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. Does this mean that you're coming with us?
Elizabeth, are you coming with us on the journey?
Yes. I'm planning. Yes, we'll be there.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're going to have a really great time. You're going to meet some really great people. And, yeah, that's nice. I'm glad. So where did you hear about the trip?
Oh, a friend of mine. Hello?
Yes, a friend of yours from where?
A friend of mine from Northern California told me about the trip.
Oh, excellent.
Cool.
Yes, good. A couple of years ago, actually. And so I thought, okay, so it's time to get some real serious interest in planning and going and being there.
Cool. Good. You're going to have a good time. I'll probably have to put you out like I put everybody else out.
Looking forward to it.
All right, excellent, Elizabeth. We'll definitely talk. You've been on the website, right?
Yeah. Oh, not me. You talking to me?
Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, have you been on the website? Nevertheless, I'll get you the website so you can look at the details that we're talking about for the trip because you don't. Yeah.
And then once folks send their, you get your deposits and whatnot, then I'll be able to share some other information with you in terms of your health, in terms of the kind of vitamin formula that we recommend. Let me say this, as far as medications, injections, and all that are concerned, I'm sure Bomani's probably gone over it, but just let me reinforce, you really don't need all of those injections and things that they want to give you. The only thing the government requires is yellow fever. And if you can't take yellow fever, then you need to get a note from your doctor stating that you're not able to take the medication. That's why the vitamin formula is very important, okay? It's to build your immune system. And people that have taken it don't get malaria. We have one of our elders, she's 93. She's been traveling back and forth to Ghana for over 25 years, and she's never had malaria, okay?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
How much is the yellow fever?
The yellow fever shot is about, I think, $150 now.
Yeah, it depends on where you get it from, and your depends on your insurance.
Depends on where you get it from. If you go to the Department of Health, it may be cheaper. Well, what you do is you call your doctor, call the Department of Health, and ask them how much is a yellow fever shot.
Okay.
And when they hear that you're going to Africa, they don't want you to take hepatitis B and all sorts of other stuff. Cholera, you don't need that.
Yeah, don't let them scare you.
Very honestly.
Don't let them freak you out.
No, because they'll try to scare you. They will try to scare you.
Yeah,
they will tell you all about Ebola. Let me say this. Ebola is in 3 West African countries. There are 14 or 15 West African countries. So if only 3 have Ebola, you got 12 countries, not states, countries in West Africa where Ebola is not. So don't let them scare you, because they will try to scare you.
Absolutely, we appreciate you, Imicus. And one of the things I want you to share with is we talked earlier about the 4 different regions we go to. I was telling everyone that while we're in the central region, we're staying at One Africa Resort, and that you're limited on space up to 22 to 24 people we can accommodate based on the setup. And just want you to share a few things that you usually share during our welcome when we physically get there. That way people at least have an idea and get a feel for what we're going to be talking about, or what the process for how things are at One Africa during the 3 days we spend.
At One Africa, what I generally tell people, it's a no-star hotel where all the stars go, okay? We are a typical village-type setup with amenities. We don't have televisions in our rooms. We don't have telephones. We don't have air conditioning. But we do have fans. We have mosquito nets over our beds. We have the best food that you're going to eat while you're in Ghana. The environment is clean and safe and friendly and family. So now, now you'll be in other places that are not going to be as rustic as our place is. You'll have places that you'll stay that have AC, TV, and all the rest of that. You won't find that at One Africa, but you will find a spirit there that you won't find any place else that you visit. And we do plan to make your experience at One Africa an unforgettable one. We guarantee that.
Perfect, Amicus. Appreciate your energy, and want to let everybody know we have stayed in Ghana. I've been to 9 group travels to Ghana, and all 9 times we have stayed at One Africa, and that's always the end of our journey. Amicus say we save the best for last, and that's what it is.
Well, I tell you what, people that have gone on the trip before, they had 2 days at One Africa, and they pressured Bomani so bad that now they do 3 days. It's like, why can't we stay a day later? So now they spend 3 days at One Africa. Okay.
Yeah, and many people are going to want to stay longer.
And some people stay longer. They want to stay in Africa longer. So the thing is that nobody want to come and stay at your place and stay longer if it was not a good place to be at.
Exactly, and we have already one request to stay back at One Africa for a longer period. So what I've been telling everyone over the last few years is I'm all about the organized setup. So anything you want, let us know. If you want to stay longer, you want to go to different countries, you want certain experience, you want to, we can map things out for you. We just need to be clear on everything ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So if you want to stay at One Africa for another 2 weeks, we just have to work out the details so we can get it locked in and make arrangements, because people are watching the dates. We're there at One Africa, and as soon as we leave, other people are going to be coming and filling up the place. So you have to get your reservations ahead of time, and that's us with everything else. So Amicus, appreciate your energy and appreciate you just being a trooper and having somewhere where we can reconnect, and just reconnect in a special way, especially right there by the Cape Coast and Elmina dungeons.
Mm-hmm. And if people need to call me directly, you can feel free to do that. You can give my number, Bomani. I'm going to get off.
So, Amicus, could you give them your website address real quick?
Oh, the website is www.oneafrica, O-N-E, Africa with a C, _Ghana at yahoo.com. My telephone number, while I'm in the States, which will be for maybe another 3-4 weeks, is 347-839-7262.
All right, excellent, Amicus. Appreciate your energy, and I know you have to take care of your family, so all the best and everything. All right, well,
and I'll talk to you later, Bomani. I got your note, and I'll hit you back.
All right, perfect. Take care of that. You take care. All right, everyone, that is the wonderful Sister Amicus, the owner of the beautiful One Africa Resort, which we have built a foundation on. As far as the program on our journey, it gives you a phenomenal experience. When Amicus talks about, there's certain things that are just not there, the hot water, the TV and the phone and things like that. The Journey of a Lifetime is designed to give you a phenomenal experience. And so everything on the itinerary is the way, we recommend. I want you to kind of go with the flow. And I'm going to break off from that, and I'm going to go to a few of these special reminders and get a few questions, and then we're going to close the call within the next 5-10 minutes. Another thing I have on as far as special reminder is for everyone to please focus on enjoying yourself and accomplishing your mission. Do not get distracted by others or get caught up into complaining. This is an experience that will have its ups and downs. It's a part of the introduction to Ghana/Africa. And we recommend you go with the flow and enjoy your time in paradise around the wonderful itinerary that we have put together on this journey of a lifetime. Number 3, when you visit, do not come with a romanticized notion, and Amicus always talks about this. Come with an open eyes and an open mind, knowing that Ghana is a developing nation. There's much to do, and we can be a positive energy towards the growth of Ghana. And to keep in mind that Ghana/Africa is not America or Europe, nor do we want it to be. So this is more of a spiritual journey, reconnecting to the ancestors. Another one I have is on the preparation departure list. We talk about collecting group tips at Detail Show Atlanta Airport, and that tip covers what we talk about here is that you can give additional tips to anyone who gives you great services, however, or whoever you choose. The tips collected for hospitality service that will be provided in Ghana is basic tips for Africa for the African staff, including driver, guides to the sites, activity, hotel staff, and entertainment. All other services that may be provided on this tour are a tip if you choose situation based on the services you get. So once you put that group tip towards, we split it up and take care of certain things, and you can out of kindness of your heart, based on the people that that are around you throughout the journey, if you want to give them certain things, that's up to you. But what we do is just make sure everybody's taken care of. So always like to clear that up. Now, anybody have any questions about anything that I've talked about so far on these reminders that we're just going through?
So, Bomani, can you just repeat, and this is Lori, you said that there is a group tip that we all do, and then we could do something separate if that's what we choose. Is that what you said? Yes,
like right now we have the group tips at $60 per person, and that's on the general terms, and that's also on the preparation and departure list, which is attached to each conference call, and also it's the same list that's on the website under the tour information.
Okay. Bomani, this is Ron. I have a question in reference to tailors.
All right, go ahead, Ron.
Hey, when we get there, will you have a list of tailors and seamstresses, for people who want to get things tailor-made?
Yeah, absolutely, and appreciate the reminder. We usually have 1 or 2 people there during the first day, and during basically our first 3 days in Accra, we usually have a few people available, because what you want to do is you want to put your order in during the first week, right. And then when we go around the country and come back, your order is finished and you can pay your balance and get your product.
Okay. As far as the material, will they have their own material? Will we go to the Ghana Mall like Woodlands?
No, you just put your order in and they'll give you options. So they'll take care of all the things that need to be taken care of as far as getting the material and things like that. But naturally, if you had certain materials and you wanted something designed with that material, you can just put that request in.
Right. Okay, that'll be it for me.
All right, well, appreciate you. All right, everyone, during the long trips, use the restrooms at the hotel and rest stops. While we're taking these long drives, especially the drive that goes from Accra to the Brong-Ahafo region, that's about an 8-hour ride. You want to limit liquid drinking on the bus, not telling anyone to dehydrate themselves at the same time. And in case of an emergency, notify the tour guide so he can tell the driver to stop as soon as possible if you need to use the restroom. So this is a situation where you're driving from south of the country to the center of the country, so it's not going to be like a ride from New York City to Miami on I-95, 75, 85, where you have rest stops all over the place. Sometimes you might be several miles and it's just nature, So if you have to make a stop and it's an emergency, you just reach out to the tour guide and he'll make a stop. More than likely, I'm going to be in the front of the bus knocked out. It's a long drive. We'll have a documentary or something going, but it's a good time to just kind of relax or just enjoy the sightseeing. So we're going to map those things out because all those things are part of logistics, and we don't want a situation where every 30 minutes we're stopping. So something basic like that, we just go through and share with everyone. That way we can all be on the same wavelength. All right, no outbursts or distraction in group settings. If you need to talk about something, let a staff member know. We're looking to keep everything as organized and respectful as possible. Everyone is all adults on the trip, and we just try to just keep a clear communication. If someone really needs to talk about certain things, sometimes when you travel or when you do anything in general, any little thing can frustrate anyone, and instead of you just being frustrated and irritated the whole time on something that maybe none of us know what's going on, you can communicate with myself or Ron, and we can just get whatever cleared up. Everything is fixable. Any misunderstanding or any basic issue you have maybe with your room or something, anything that you have during the process of the whole trip that before you complain or before you have an issue with it, just reach out to both of us and we'll talk. My tour guide is also there. We're good at just getting things resolved. And I'm not saying anything is going to happen. We're just dealing with everything based on preparation and clarity in our conversation. Ron, before I move further, you have anything to add to the last few things I've talk about or share?
Brother Bomani, there's one thing I wanted to share. Just a quick note you might want to jot down. Make sure you pick up some type of insect repellent just in case you need it. Just the type that I use is called Burt Bees. It's been around for about 25, 30 years. You can get it at Babies R Us on the website, and you can also get it through their website, birdbees.com. It's natural, it's organic. So if you don't get that product, you can get a product that of your want. But Bird Bees is around $5 to $6 for a 4 ounce, and you have to put it in your checked luggage because it's over 3 ounces. But just in case you need it, you have to bring some type of repellent.
What is it?
Yep, Bird Bees. Bird Bees insect repellent.
Okay, insect. Okay.
It's a natural insect repellent, and we were talking about preparation. And one of the things you'll see on the list maybe once or twice is we're going to talk about insect repellent, and you making sure that whatever you get or whatever you order, just make sure that it's something that's not going to give you an allergic reaction or some kind of adverse reaction from using it. So what Ron is recommending is the Burt Bee, which is a natural insect repellent.
You can get it online. Get it on Babies R Us, Toys R Us website. They'll deliver it to your house. It's probably between $5 and $6 a bottle. If you go through Burt Bees, it's going to be $9.99.
Can you spell the Burt?
Burt, B-U-R-T.
B-U-R-T. Okay,
yeah,
very well.
Burt's. Yeah, you can get it on their website, but it's going to cost you more. They run out of it all the time because their vendors are all over the United States and the world. So it's a very popular product they have, and different types of repellents that are natural for babies and everything else. I'm done now. I yield, brother.
I appreciate your interjection on that. All right, let's move it along. All right, please do not interrupt others from enjoying their journey. And me personally, I don't know why somebody would do that or do some of these things, but I've traveled with many people over the last decade, and you'd be surprised. But when you're talking about dealing with 30 to 45 different people, we have to go through even the simplest of the things. So throughout the conference calls, you're going to hear us go through some basic things. And if we're talking about it, not saying there's always an issue with everything that we talk about, but things happen to where we have to make sure that everyone is clear. Now, the last 2 days are light on the itinerary. So what we recommend that everyone do is find out what you're looking to get accomplished or take care of during the last few days. Use the itinerary as a reminder of the detailed schedule, including checkout time, baggage arrangements, meals, and airport schedule. Your tour book is going to have a lot of these details, and it's going to have the itinerary in it. So during the free days when we're moving around, if you can't find us, the tour book has our phone number. You can communicate with us, and we're just letting everyone know these things because during the last 2 days you don't want nobody to be frustrated with what they should do, and it tells you right there on day 13 and 14 the final schedule, and that's what we go by. It's very light. The only thing that we really have on the schedule is the final business investment conference on day 13. All right, group pictures. When we call for group pictures, we just want everybody just to try to organize themselves as best so we can have some decent group pictures. Group pictures have been the hardest thing to get because you have people looking in different directions and doing different things. People running in and out of the shot with their camera. So we want to make sure we get some top-notch group pictures, which we usually like to take at certain memorial or certain sites. And this is good for everybody because then, you have a lot of nice pictures that you can share. We're going to have available for everyone via our Facebook gallery or different ways that we might share the pictures now. This is a very cultural and spiritual journey. Please keep all negative energy out. So once again, we're just talking about just keep everything cool, and then if you have an issue with someone else or your roommate, then we need to switch and make changes. We're all about doing those things so we can keep the peace and keep the energy of, especially for the people who have been ready to go on this journey since last summer. And they're usually the people that are very prepared, and we don't want to distract anyone else, especially the people who just did everything that they're supposed to do and been rolling with the program. And another thing I want to talk about is our goal for group size is usually 30-45, and if we get 20 to 29, we just adjust whatever bus we need to get. If we get below 20, then that's when we have to make certain adjustments on the itinerary. So the flow of the itinerary is based on the actual group size. So the bigger group size we have, the better the budget is to do more. And earlier I talked about flexible tour options, and with our Delta Airlines ticket, if you wanted to stay longer, we need to know the dates at least by early summer. And if you're somebody that's looking to travel somewhere else in another country, then you want to at least make sure that your return trip ticket on Delta Airlines back to the US is extended past the time we're in Ghana. So one gentleman 2 years ago, I booked him to stay in Africa for additional 2 weeks. He went to Kenya, and then once he got to Kenya, he spent a few days. Then he went to Ethiopia, and then he went back to Kenya, then went back to Ghana, and then went back on his route to get to the U.S. So all those things we can set up and make arrangements for. Just want everyone to get the best out of their investment, and that's why I'm always sharing flexible options. Now let's talk about phone communication. Phone contact information is in the tour book itself. We usually we have that information right there in a digital version on the website in PDF and a JPEG. So usually about early October I'll put up the new tour book because we never print enough, and when you have one of those tour books, it's like everybody else is always trying to get it from you. So when I give you the tour books and you come back to the US and you show people, be careful because someone might try to take your tour book. It's one of those precious memorabilia that it's a nice half-size book, and it just has a lot of colors and a lot of wonderful information. And as a matter of fact, Ron, can you share your experience with everybody trying to get the last tour book when we did our trip to London?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a technical problem.
Now, I was just talking about the tour books available in digital format on the website so everyone can use it as preparation information, and that we're going to get everybody a copy of the book. But be careful when they come back to the U.S. and they're sharing their details about their trip to Ghana, and you say, oh, I got this nice little book and these things.
Yeah, we had to grab them out of people's hands over in England last year because they wanted them. All the information that you need is in that book pretty much. Plus, you can always call Brother Bomani and myself if you had any other questions. But that book has a lot of preparation, a lot of work's been put into that book. So it's a wonderful book to have. Even if you read it, go through it on the website. It's a wonderful book to have. I yield.
Yeah, and the 2015 version is going to be nicer. So our goal is always to improve information. So That was one of the breakthroughs, was to have the last 3 books that I designed on the site itself. It really just shows what the program is really about if you decide to pick something up and look at it. Alright, and the last thing I want to talk about is the internet connection. Unfortunately, internet is not always guaranteed at each hotel that offer free Wi-Fi. Our solution is to buy a mobile hotspot with enough data to use for 2 weeks. Estimated cost is $20 to $30 US. We recommend bring a small notebook or netbook or tablet with a USB connection. The mobile hotspot that you're gonna get, it's kind of like a bigger version of a flash drive, but it has the USB connection. So whatever mobile device you get, make sure it has a standard USB port. Some tablets won't allow you to connect because they don't have a standard port, but your netbook and your small laptops will. So just be wary of that. That's one of your best ways to get on the internet, especially if you're just doing basic things like checking email. You can also just connect smartphone, connect it to the Wi-Fi there at the hotel. Usually by the time you get to like the reception area, the internet usually is decent there. And the further you go out, the worse it gets. So at least you'll be able to get some connection. So I just want to share with you the different options of you getting on the internet.
And I'll share one more since you brought up electronics. For those who don't know, grab a pen real quick, but for those who don't know, get you one of those the portable power banks, those small power banks. They come like 2 packages. Go to Best Buy, you can find them, and they work on all the USB, all the iPhones, your iPads, your phones, your tablets, and you have backup power throughout your trip. So those are good to have.
Appreciate your energy. Do you have anything else beyond some of the things that I've talked about on that list? I just wanted to run through a list of things that I have with everyone, so we can just be clear on a lot of the basic terms. Anything you'd like to add to that list?
I think I covered just about everything. You don't have to worry about bringing bottled water or anything like that. They have everything that we have here just about, and it's easy accessible. And we'll cover one of those precautionaries about using your bottled water versus being in a hotel and using it to brush your teeth. You want to use your bottled water when you brush your teeth, just because, just like the water here in South Florida, most of the smart people, we don't drink it. So unless you have a filter so it's the same over there. It's no different. I'm not trying to spook anybody. The same goes here, just like my Douglas thought. I use it here in South Florida, just I use it over there too. Because me and Ron, we get it eaten up here. We live right by a river. So just precaution and just education. This is what this is all about. Just educating ourselves before we travel. So you'll have all the tools you need if they do happen to arrive. That's all.
Excellent, and that's actually our theme, this things you need to know before traveling to Africa, just so you can be well prepared. So everyone, I'm going to open things up for final questions before we close the conference call for tonight. So anyone have any questions or anything they'd like to share before we close? All right, everyone, we'll appreciate your energy, and you take care, and we'll connect with you on the next conference call, which is going to be May 10th. So that's roughly about 8 weeks from now. So everyone, you take care, and in between that time, we might have a few different radio interviews. With those, we'll upload to the YouTube and Facebook page, and you can just listen through it. And it's on the same process of just getting prepared and getting clarity about living and doing business in Africa. That's usually our subject, but we usually just expand it on different levels when we do different programs or projects. So everyone, we'll appreciate your energy once again. Reach out to